Who doesn't want firmer, lifted, more contoured, more toned, more beautiful, more even, more glowing skin, guys? I certainly do. I'm 53 and my skin is by no means in the best condition it could be. Last week I did the PDRN. I got all of those serums, didn't I? They're over there. I can't be bothered to go and get them right now. And although they were, what, £2.99 for 30 mils, I think they are. The serums and the cream was 50 mils, and that was £2.99 too from Home Bargains. They didn't make that much of a difference to my skin. Nothing really does, guys. Nothing other than what I'm going to show you today. And it is a very, very, very old recipe on the House of Joseph. In fact, it was one of the first things I ever developed for the channel and for myself. And this stuff just constantly amazes me. I don't know why I don't use it all the time. I have no idea why I just don't use it every single day or every night or do you know what I mean? On a permanent basis, because it just makes my skin look absolutely phenomenal. And I'll put some on in a minute and we'll sit here together as it does its thing. It's 100% organic. There's what's the word? Chemicals or anything artificial in the finished article itself. I know you're dying for me just to get on with it and tell you what it is. It's the Facelift in a bottle. So I was, as I said earlier, I was using the PDRN last week and I suddenly thought, hang on, nothing's changing my skin and I need something urgently. So I ordered a bag of, I ordered a bag of the main ingredient, well, the only ingredient in Facelift in a bottle, which is gum arabic or Arabic gum. It's made from a resin, like tiny, sap from trees. It's basically that, and it's dried and then they crush it up. And it's the sticky stuff which used to stick down those old white envelopes. You know, when you see people licking an envelope and sticking it down, that's gum arabic basically. And without going into great detail about how I discovered this, it's basically an essential now for me to look any good. And last night I put 2 layers of it on, and within about 10 minutes I was looking like I was 20 again. Literally, I looked at my skin, there was not a single line on my skin was taut, my skin was smooth. And also, guys, there's a new thing which I've now noticed about it, and I'll tell you what I think's happening there, but there's a lovely, lovely, lovely red glow underneath the application of Facelift in a bottle. And what I think's happening is, because what happens as the gum dries, I think it forms tiny little spicules, and I'm sure that they're doing something to the layer of my skin, which then allows all of the antioxidants and the vitamins and everything, which is naturally inherent in the gum arabic, to penetrate my skin far quicker than just any old topical application. This is one of those developer bottles from a hair dye kit. Why should we spend loads? Why? It's not how it looks on the bathroom shelf, is it? I understand that that's important to some people, but it's not important to me. It's how much it costs. Do you know what I mean? This stuff is just so simple to make. You can either do the hand method, which is where you just pour some into the palm of your hand, rub your hands together. Can you see that there is some on there? And then just wash your face with it. Or apply like a regular serum. Do you know what I mean? A little tiny bit at a time. It doesn't matter how you apply this stuff. The results will be identical. In the bottle, what I did was in a cup, obviously, not straight into the bottle because the aperture at the top's quite narrow. But what I did was, in a separate mug, I added 5 tablespoons of gum arabic to about 80 mils of water. Obviously, you need a little bit of space just for the filling up. But you've got to make allowances for the gum arabic and the water if it's going to go in a 100 ml bottle, which this one is. And yeah, so as soon as it goes on the skin, it starts to dry, and that's basically bone dry right now. But the lifting magic starts in a second, and I'm just going to sit here quietly just for a few minutes, and I'll speed this part up so that you can see how it affects. I'm just rubbing my hands together. It makes your hands feel amazing too, so it could be a wonderful hand serum. But anyway, shall I stop? I think we'll call it. We'll just slow things down a little bit now. The beautiful thing about this formula is you can actually feel it lifting your skin. You literally can. It takes probably about 2 minutes to dry, but then the lifting carries on for about 5 to 7 minutes after it's dried out, bone dry. And now it's totally dry. I mean, look at that area there, guys. Can you see how plump and smooth it all looks now? There was quite a deep line there before. That's gone now, isn't it? And it's 100% organic, as I said. Look at that smoothness. Plump, smooth, juicy, young-looking skin, contoured. Do I look 53? Do I literally look 53? Please tell me if I do, because, you know, I'll take that on the chin, but I don't think I do, especially with this stuff. And you can use it anywhere you want on your entire body. It doesn't irritate because it's organic. There's nothing harsh in there. It's packed with antioxidants, and I actually think it exfoliates the skin as well. Something's got to be happening on the skin surface, isn't it, to give you that beautiful clarified look. So you can even use it around your eyes, guys. It's that gentle. I was going to just say that, so it's a double-pronged attack on age. So the first thing it does is it lifts the skin. It gives you this beautiful plump, bone dry now. My skin is absolutely bone dry. There's not a drop of grease on there. It gives you that beautiful plumped, toned, very lifted look. And then even better is over time is how it makes your skin look over time. I mean, as I said, I applied it last night. I applied two applications last night. One about 6 o'clock and one before I went to bed about 11 o'clock last night. And I woke up this morning, my skin just looked amazing, absolutely stunning. So why aren't I using this all the time? Why isn't everyone using Facelift in a bottle? And unlike cosmetic procedures or injections like Botox, so on and so forth, it won't immobilize your skin. I mean, look, I can do everything that I could do before. I can do that, I can smile. So my lines and my facial expressions are all still there. They've just been lifted and smoothed away very temporarily. And also it's improving my skin texture over time, as I already said. How long does it last? Probably, I'd say around 12 hours. The lifting lasts around 12 hours, absolutely. I mean, it's just, I mean, look at that. It's stunning, isn't it? And to think that's just come from a powdered gum, and that's all that's in there. There's no preservatives in there, nothing like that. It's gum and water. And quite a cheap gum as well. I paid £7.99, I think it was, and there's still half a bag left. So if you want to have skin which looks young, plump, toned and juicy, 5 tablespoons to 6, play around with it. There are no rules. 6 to water in a mug, stir it up. Once all the granules and the lumps have dissolved, pour them into a pourable bottle, pop it on your skin, give it 2 minutes to dry, and it will carry on lifting for the next 7 to 8 minutes. And you'll just look stunning. Do you know what I mean? I look like I did when I was in my 30s, possibly even my late 20s. Now, obviously, I didn't have the deeper lines on my forehead then, but nothing ever is going to get rid of those other than injectable fillers, which I just refuse to have done. But it just pays testimony, doesn't it, to the fact that we shouldn't have to go out there spending hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of pounds on products which ultimately fail in delivering what they promise to deliver. This costs, what, £3.50? Yeah, £3.50. There, as I said, there's half a bag, probably about a third of a bag, I would say, in that bottle with tap water. Use purified water if you want. You could add maybe a teaspoon of niacinamide if you want brightening. Maybe some vitamin C would go nicely in there. As I said, there aren't any preservatives in that little bottle, so do keep it in the fridge. But this stuff is so cheap, do you know what I mean? If the batch starts to spoil, then tip it away and make some fresh. Can't be bad, guys, can it? I've just seen that red glow. Can you see behind the shiny toned look? There's like it looks like I've got blush on, and I haven't got a drop of makeup on my skin. In fact, I always only apply this onto clean skin. You can layer it, so moisturize it over the top. It is wonderful. I mean, please, it's wonderful, isn't it? And you saw it here first on the House of Joseph 3 years ago, and it's still my favourite, most effective serum ever. And that's it.